Welcome on in, you rascals. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking us on out. I told you I was worried about this. I was mentioning this in the video yesterday about Donovan Mitchell, right? And that I am worried that Donovan Mitchell doesn't want to be the bad guy. You know, remember when Jimmy Butler said that he told Joel Embiid, he's like, I know a place where villains are welcome. Sometimes you got to be the villain. Sometimes you got to be the bad guy. You know, Goran Dragic understood the message back in the day where he told reporters that he didn't trust the Phoenix front office anymore and that he wanted out. Had to make a stink. And I'm worried that if this Donovan Mitchell thing doesn't go down, and of a lot of the whales that are out there, he's probably tops of my list that I would really want the Heat to get. We could quibble about that later. We could talk. There's going to be a lot of things this summer that we could quibble about, but I really would love Spida on the Miami Heat. But I worry that he's too much of a nice guy, that he is out here and he wants to protect that image and he doesn't want anybody mad at him and he doesn't want anybody, thinking that he's rotten because he doesn't want to stay in a place that he didn't choose to go to. It's not like he was drafted by Cleveland. It's not like he is Cleveland's guy. He was traded to Cleveland for a heap of picks. Everybody knew that he wasn't on their initial list anyway, that he either wanted to be in Miami or he wanted to be in New York. And what do you know? It didn't end up. We've been hearing about Donovan Mitchell not being pleased in Cleveland forever, those rumblings. But he wanted to go on the record with Adrian Wojnarowski yesterday on the pregame show after his tweet where he was calling cap on the reports that he was not pleased with his teammates, which I don't know if I believe, because even back to his Jazz days, wasn't pleased with his relationship with Rudy Gobert or his teammates, and this stuff was pretty loud. And what do you know? It didn't end up working out. And now all of a sudden, Donovan Mitchell wants to try and clean up the mess of, I'm not happy with my teammates. And this confused me a little bit of what Woj was saying, but he had said that he is happy in Cleveland, has been happy in Cleveland since he's been there. Got into a debate with this on the radio show today with Leroy and Berterer. And they were saying, well, he said, and. I'm like, I said, did he misrepresent what he said? Did he misspeak on what he said? I don't really know. The point is, either way, if he says he's happy in Cleveland or that he's been happy in Cleveland since he's been there and that he's not disgruntled, I still don't know if it means for sure that he's staying in Cleveland. It is interesting that there's these reports about Darius Garland that have come out, that Darius Garland is all ready to be rats off a ship. If Donovan Mitchell does stay, he wants to go. I find that very, very interesting that Darius Garland already has his exit strategy. Because I don't think Donovan Mitchell can do the thing that some guys have tried to do, which is get your money and then ask for the trade. No. I think that if he really wants to get to where he wants to go to, he's either going to have to finish the deal out or he's going to have to deny the request, deny the extension, which I guess can happen right after the finals ends. They can offer their own guys. And that'll give us a sense of where he's going to go and what he's going to do. But this whole song and dance about like reaching out to Wojnarowski, it's like, while that doesn't mean he can't be traded, it does make me worry. Like, all right, you may not get traded where you want to go. Like, you need to make it known. Boom, boom. These are the places that I want. We learned too many lessons last year with the Damian Lillard thing, where I thought that should have been cinched up and figured out. And somehow Damian Lillard should have ended up on the Miami Heat. Alas, it did not happen. Although I'll tell you, if he's still not happy and they want to run that back, I would not be opposed to that either. But you guys, I mean, if I haven't let you know where I am in my wailing, here's where I'm at right now. I basically can be talked into anything. I've said on this platform and on my radio show that I want major changes to the Miami Heat, okay? And when I say major changes, I basically mean everything but Jimmy and Bam. Although if the Jimmy thing goes sideways, I get it. I understand you don't want to deal with a disgruntled Jimmy Butler. Few teams have wanted to deal with a disgruntled Jimmy Butler. But in my ideal world, I would like the Miami Heat to build around Bam and Jimmy, figure what else is out around them in a better position. I basically would like, this pains me to say this, I would like them to Celtics it a little bit. You know who your top two guys are, fix it around them. Find a better way around them. Not hope for a better way around them, not wish for health around them. Go make some active major moves around them and fix it. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. This is not praying and hoping, we're not going to yell at them into more health. We're not going to hope and pray this is the year where some guys can play more than half a season or play a playoffs. This is not going to be the year where we're going to be like, well, this young fella is going to shoot 40% from three this year. This is not going to be the year where we think that role guy is going to be who he was 2 playoffs ago. This is not going to be the year where, some guy who has reached their peak you think is going to hit, is going to hit, who has plateaued is going to hit some other peak. Like, no. You know who your guys are. Bam, Jimmy. Fix it around them. Fix it so you can keep up with everybody else. That's how you got to do it. You can't just go out there, Pat. You can't go out there and say, 65 games. I get you, dude. But your ass and your front office needs to go out and make some things happen. I understand the hesitancy to pay Jimmy Butler. We're definitely going to talk about that a ton. But I would like this, in my ideal, I would like this to work out with Bam and Jimmy. They've been a great duo. They have gotten very far. I just would like it built better around them so that they are better positioned to actually make a title run and not hoping and praying. You run it back a couple of years. I understood this year what got in their way. I'm not happy with it that they weren't able to pull the trigger on moves last year. Not pleased about it, but okay, you tried. And it blew up in your face horrifically. So you need to go out there and make something happen. No excuses on that, dude. None. If Jimmy's not a part of that, then holy hell, you better have an ace up your sleeve. I'm telling you that right now. If you're going to go down the road of we're not paying Jimmy and maybe you're not going to keep Jimmy, my God, you better have something up the sleeve that's going to make that happen. Because if that dude ends up in a Knicks jersey and helps them get over the top, or a Philly jersey and helps them get over the top, this fan base is going to be furious for a long time. So I say all of that to let you know I'm really open to a lot of ideas this year, okay? I'm open to the old whales. I'm open to the young whales. I'm open to, reunions. I'm open to going back to old harpoons that got returned with no return. With no whale blubber on them. I'm open to all of it. But the Donovan Mitchell one obviously makes a lot of sense. We've gone over all the reasons. Even Trae Young, I could be talked into it. I will sit down and I will have a cup of coffee. Whoever wants to talk to old Tobes about what idea you have. If it's Brandon Ingram, I'll sit here and talk about it. If it's Trae Young, I'll sit here and talk about it. If it is Kevin Durant, if it is even LeBron James coming back, I will sit down and I will have a conversation about how can this happen? How can they make this happen? If it's taking another crack at Damian Lillard, I am all for it. If it is, throwing your chips to the table to get a Spida, cool. I trust the organization, but please do not go through another summer where you allow your name to be thrown in every rumor and every piece of trade fodder that's out there, because it's already out there. You already know the names. It's already on ESPN and everybody's saying the Heat, they're going to be lingering. Well, are you going to be lingering? Are you really going to be lingering? Or are you just going to let all your fans think that you're lingering? And then all of a sudden, but we didn't pull the trigger on that. Because I think you got some young studs that can move the needle to get people interested in what you got. I do think that that's the case. And it pains me. I don't want to. Like, I'm already heartbroken when I see, you guys know I'm as big a Nikola Jovic fan as there is. And it pains me when Nico is like out there talking about on social media to Duncan Robinson about Brate, I'll teach you more Serbian next year. I'm like, I hope there is a next year, but what must be done, So I hope there is. And if it's a Jaime Jaquez, I freaking loved Jaime and what he brought to the table this year. And I know marketing-wise, they probably don't want to get rid of Jaime. I know that they love having Jaime. He was basically the most marketable guy on the team this year. At one time, that was Tyler Hero. And as I've said, I don't know what Tyler Hero is going to. I don't think he's going to be the main attraction this year. This, I think, is a summer that I think could be pretty quiet for him. But obviously, he's an unproven commodity for the Miami Heat. And if he's and I don't even know if it's fair to say he's unproven. He is a proven commodity. I think he's kind of proven of what level of the franchise he can be at for you. He can be a nice piece and reason for the winning, but he's not going to be the reason. And, I do think that the Miami Heat need a little bit more in the direction of they need another one of the guys who can be the reason they go out and win, not a complimentary piece. So I say all of this to let you know, like, hey, Spida, dude, you got to make a stink if you want something to happen, right? Like, none of this, oh, I don't want to be the bad guy. Let me tell you something, dude. This Dan Gilbert doesn't give a rat's ass, okay? Did you not see the letter he once wrote to LeBron James, okay? I don't think we want to be led astray into this idea of I want, everybody to love me. I've loved my time in Cleveland. Cool. It's Cleveland, dude. They're still going to be furious if you leave. It's not going to be like, but I was pleasant on the way out. No, it's not how it's going to go. So, I don't know, man. I listened to that stuff from Woj, and I was like, here we go. Another one of these guys doesn't want to be the bad guy. And I don't know if this is, I don't know if he's cut out for this, for another summer full of rumors and everybody wanting him because, he's going to, is he going to pull that move where like he's I like to call this the Bradley Beal, which is you act like you want to win other places, but you just keep getting the biggest payday possible, and then eventually, like, once you banged your head again, they'll do it like one more contract and he'll stay for 2 more years, and then he'll be like 30, and then everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, Donovan Mitchell, is he a thing? Well, if you want to be a thing, this is the year to be a thing, dude. All right, because Bam needs to know who's gonna go along with him. Which one of you friends of Bam wants to come along for the ride and make a stink? Wants to make a real mess of things to get this going? That's what we need to find out.